Well, to start this week off, we're back at the custom house that we're building. We're getting all these garage walls built, and we're going to build them all in place and laying down. It's maybe a little bit different than how most people do it, but um, we actually build the entire wall and then we will sheet the entire thing, and we're going to stand them all up with a crane afterwards. I don't have a telehandler. All I have is a skid steer. So this actually kind of works out pretty good. Also convenient because the guy that we're building the house for has a crane company. Framing process is the same as any other wall that we're doing. The only difference here is that instead of just building on the flat floor like we have for the entire house, obviously we have the dirt for the garage and we don't have the slab poured yet. So we just prop up one end of the wall off of the ground and just put some boards underneath it and nail basically just a couple of legs onto it, which you can kind of see there. And that keeps that top plate nice and straight, and then the bottom plate sits on top of the foundation. So then when we lift it up, that bottom plate just kind of tilts up into place. Other than that, it's pretty much the same process. Square it up and then start putting the sheets on. Good morning, everybody. We're just on our way to the job site, onto that custom home build. Slight delay this morning, just held up by a train. As soon as that's out of the way, then we'll be on our way. The other guys are going to meet me there. I'm just coming from home and taking the skid steer, and we'll start moving some trusses around and finish off the last of the garage walls and start building the trusses. Garage walls are all built, laid down. Our plan is we're going to stand that truss across here, which is the girder truss, and then all of these ones are going to be hanging off of it. So we're going to set that after lunch, get it braced in place, and get hopefully all of these trusses set across there and mostly sheeted today. Then we'll get a crane and lift them all up. Oh no. It's our nice homemade truss jib. And that's what we're going to lift up the girder truss with. Strap on the top there. This is all nailed together, 3 plies. Get it set into place. Whenever we have the opportunity to build the whole roof system on the ground like this, we pretty much take that opportunity and do it, because it's far quicker to build things on the ground than it is to actually build them up on top of the walls. I mean, you're not working at heights, it's a lot safer, a lot quicker, and way more efficient. And who doesn't like using a crane, let's be honest. It would be nicer to go back to the floor of the house, so then nothing's gonna move.
Boards, man.
And then we'll have to put one on the bottom there too. Where are you going with that one? You can leave that one. You haven't nailed it there yet, right?
Now, what are you doing?
Pops, I know you're gonna poop and you're not thinking straight, but...
I'm definitely not thinking straight.
Oh, no, that was just me.
Careful! Watch out!
What do you mean, careful? You're the one that's...
Watch out, man! It's too long.
Well, we have the saw devices. We can cut them off.
How much?
I don't know. No, we'll cut this end off. We'll nail it on there.
I want you. Awkward here.
You're so awkward, bud.
I have it here.
Yeah. I don't know why you didn't put it there in the first place.
My diarrhea.
You say one on the bottom too?
Well, yeah, make sure we got it nice and straight, right? That bottom cord has to be perfectly straight before we...
Okay. Yeah.
Perfect. Alright, we got trusses set, gable, we sheeted this on the ground here, and then we're going to build our lookouts, the 2-foot overhang lookouts, to match our eave overhang, and then we'll start sheeting both sides. We got our drywall backing in on the bottom of the gable, and we'll nail that right into the top of the wall once we lift it up. Alright, the ones that we just set are all of these T14s, and the G06 is the 3-ply girder truss, which is right there. That's the 3-ply girder truss. All of these T14s are hanging off of it. And next, I think we're going to set actually these girder trusses and this whole section of the T04s and the G01s, and try and do that kind of whole area in one pick. We'll leave this unsheeted and just lift it up as the trusses. And then this section, we're going to sheet the whole thing before we lift it up. The whole roof, and then it'll be completely done before it's lifted. So we build all of our lookouts in what we call a ladder style. We have a 2x4 on the truss side, and then a 2x6 fascia on the outside, and then basically blocks in between, 46-inch blocks, or whatever we need from the gable over to the last truss, and then that gives us our overhang. And then we're going to be sheeting this roof with 1/2-inch plywood. Adam and Pops absolutely crushed the sheeting while I was laying out some other girder trusses. And this is why we build on the ground. I'm laying out these trusses. Gable's built. Girder's built. Well, we decided against building the rest of those on the ground. It's going to be too complicated to build all the girders in place on the ground and then lift it up. There's no good place to lift it. So we're going to set them one at a time. And we're going to get started setting these scissor trusses up on top there. Adam and I are here today. So we're going to see if we can get that whole, all this tall wall section done. And see how it goes. Enjoy the sun while we got it for the next day or two. Adam's just cutting all the blocks for in between the trusses and start lifting them up. Once we have the trusses up, once a few of them are up, then we'll put X braces in between, say 4 or 5 of them together, and then we have a solid base and nothing's going to move. And then we nail our gable truss down to the top of the wall in a 2x6 backer, which is also going to be our drywall backing for the inside, and it stiffens things up really good. We're just going to set some more simple trusses that we can with the skid steer and that homemade truss jib that I have, and then all of the heavier and more complicated trusses we're going to set with the crane when we have the crane here later on next week. So stay tuned for that, and you'll see some pretty interesting footage of entire roof being lifted up in one piece. Got a couple of the scissor vault trusses up, and then the flat top one, which goes to our cathedral ceiling. Started those. We'll just wait till we get the crane here next week, finish them up. And then got a couple of the easier ones up just with the skid steer. Then we'll set girder truss up here. Careful. We saw that. Stumbly little guy. Set a couple of girder trusses from one side to the other for the rest of the day. Keep us busy. It is a Friday and beer clouds are here.
They're awfully close.
As far as we got this week was getting this lower garage roof built. All of the walls are built. They're laying underneath there. We're going to stand them up with the crane next week. We got a couple of the interior walls left to finish, and then put top plates on and finish all of the trusses. So this next week we got crane coming, and we're going to lift up all the rest of the trusses, the girder trusses, and hopefully get most of the sheeting on here this week. And the plan is still to have everything completed by the end of the month. So we got 2 weeks left here. So pretty nice evening, majestic sunset. Nice Alberta sunset to end off the week, and an unreal day for November in Alberta. So if you're interested in this kind of stuff and like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, follow along. And next week we're going to be lifting this entire roof section up onto the house and finishing the majority of the trusses, hopefully. So stay tuned.